Hey everybody, we are live. Special episode tonight. Breaking news. Free Britney. We gotta do this one, guys. This audio is heartbreaking. We got it. We're gonna listen to it. We're gonna talk about it. Spread the word. Let's get the word out. Free Britney Spears. I'm serious, guys. This is no joke. Hey everybody, welcome to Popcorned Planet, a special live episode. I was seeing this news story come in and I was looking for the full transcript. And that's when I heard and found the full audio, and I wanted to meet with you guys live to play it, to talk about it, because I think everybody needs to be talking about this. This is nuts. This is nuts. A lot of people have been talking about this Free Britney Spears movement. There was the Hulu documentary, Framing Britney, which I watched, and I was like, something's fishy here. For the past, I'm sorry, I'm not the biggest Britney Spears expert. You're going to hear her own words in a second. I just want to preface everything as more people get into the stream. For the past I think it's almost 15 years, Britney Spears has been what's called a conservatorship, led by her father, which has pretty much controlled every aspect of her life, from her work to who she can see, how she spends her money. She's had to get permission for everything. And a lot of people have sort of just been speculating and saying all these awful things. A lot of people doing their own sort of investigation, trying to figure it out. But Britney has been silent. We've seen her Instagram where she dances and seems happy and seems to ignore all these issues. But for today, she finally did a court hearing where she finally spoke up, and she finally spoke in her words, and man, did she speak up. Britney Spears went scorched earth and finally told all. And guys, it's heartbreaking. I don't believe she's lying. I don't believe this is a scam to get money. I don't know what people are going to, anybody can detract on this. I don't know how her family, her team, her dad are going to try and spin this, because they've been spinning it for years. But they are about to get a... She has just unleashed the Kraken, guys, and I'm telling you, as you hear this audio, you're going to be floored. She's got so much to say. It's a 20-minute clip we're going to play. I will get there. We're going to get there in a second. I'm happy because I'm not just by myself tonight. We have Les here from Spiritually Empowered Coaching. How's it going, Les?
All is good. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm better now that I hear that Britney can finally speak up. To know that she has been stuck in her home. I mean, a lot of people are going to say, oh, Britney's rich. Like, oh, she's a celebrity. She's fine. There's nothing wrong with her. Guys, this was like torture. Like, she, for the past 15 years, couldn't do anything. She had to get permission for everything. Imagine being an adult and you made the money. You're paying everybody, and you're literally paying them all to control you. It's like an abuse to the level of degree that I just don't think enough people are properly like understanding. Like, this is beyond reproach. Conservatorships are like made for like people who are like comatose or like can't make any sort of decisions. And somehow she got tricked and roped into this early in her life when she had some young episodes of, she had a mental breakdown, let's be honest, because the press were constantly after her. Everyone was sort of attacking her. She was losing. She didn't know how to handle it all. Her fame was rising so hard. I can't even imagine what she had to go through. And so the fact that she signed into this sort of conservatorship to sort of take over for her welfare, and now has kept doing it for what is it, 15, 17 years, it is horrifying, guys. So unless before we're going to get to the tape, I don't mean to keep teasing it. We will play the tape. It's coming. I want you guys to know the backstory before we get there. And as people come into this chat, they're going to want to hear the tape in its entirety too. So Les, before we get there, did you know about this story before we get there? Did you know enough about this? I'm just curious if fans also know how much you know about this story.
Well, I don't follow it, but I'm very aware of it. I'm very aware that she's in this conservatorship, and I'm fully aware that for whatever reason, she can't get out of it. And like, that just doesn't make sense to me. Like, what kind of hold does her father have over all of this? I really like to know how he pulled this off, because yeah, she did have issues, and I did watch the her Hulu thing. I did watch that, and my heart went out to her. She said that her breaking point was when she couldn't see her kids.
Yep.
And I see that. When you hear that, you're like, well, that makes sense. It wasn't just a random head shave and breakdown. There was a reason behind it. It was building up, and I think everyone is allowed one of those without this being the outcome.
Right. I was trying to find the timeline, because I was trying to find the timeline. I can't. There's a few. They're out there just to sort of set the tone. But you brought it up. It's like everyone remembers the Britney shaving her head moment as sort of her losing her mind. But yeah, when you watch the documentary, it really was about a custody battle and a lot of other issues that were going on in her life. And they really do. It's a documentary, it has its own bias too. Let's be fair. But I think it was a fair sort of take on things of just sort of how the media treated her. Like when you watch it, you really can tell. Like, yeah, they it just was like really unfair, just sort of how much of a spotlight she was under. But then not only that, she's a celebrity, it comes with the territory, but sort of the questions they'd ask and sort of expectations that they'd give her, when in reality, they're hyping her as this sex pot when she was a teenager all the way through her whole life, which granted, hit me baby one more time, I'm a slave for you. It was all sort of a give and take to the press. But it was a lot of stuff there in the Framing Britney documentary that I do implore you guys watch. And thank you, Mary. 13 years, they're telling me. But literally for 13 years, she signed up. She didn't sign up. She was sort of put in there because of sort of these episodes. And it was really, I think it was the shaved head episode that finally was sort of the last moment where she was on a one of those holdings, mental holdings. I'm trying to look here as sort of these things. And so here it was. It was in 2000. Just so we have a quick backstory, and then we'll play the audio in a minute. So everybody, mods, help me warn everybody. Audio is coming. I want to preface the backstory before we play everything. In November 2006, Britney filed for divorce from Kevin Federline, with whom she shares sons Sean Preston, Jaden James. Their split was finalized in 2007. However, the following months, Britney and Federline found themselves in custody disputes. One in particular, early January 2008, in which Britney, then 26, allegedly locked herself in a bathroom with their kids, resulting in the police being called. And in the documentary, it sort of reinforces the press never let her be. They were on her like hawks. They were trying to get any facial reaction or get away from me and turning it into a villain play. It was just like non-stop to like a Princess Diana degree. We're just like, oh my God, paparazzi, you guys are just awful. They were bribing and cheating things to try and they were instigating and yelling at her and doing atrocious things just to get her unnerved. So she looked crazier and crazier because crazy Britney Spears sold a lot of newspapers and photos. And then paparazzi got paid tons during that period. So keep that in mind as this is all going down. So she's dealing with the custody of her two kids. Guys, parents, that is the worst thing in the world. So one thing to get anybody is to try to, if they're a good parent, take away their kids. And so this was what it was really about. The police were called as there was custody and the press and the danger of the press trying to get the kids. She was then hospitalized, underwent mental health evaluations. Who knows who instigated that, Federline or parents, whatever. February, after back-to-back psychiatric holds, Jamie, her dad, petitioned for an emergency temporary conservatorship over his eldest daughter, and LA Superior Court Commissioner Riva Goez approved it. Now, all these people need to be looked into after you hear all this. And so this is all, we'll get there. 8 months later, Judge Gordon ruled that the conservatorship would be made permanent. This Reva Godez has a lot of explaining to do 13 years later. But according to Media Report, she said at the hearing, the conservatorship is necessary and appropriate for the complexity of financial and business entities and Britney being susceptible and undue influence is what they said here. Jamie was named conservator of the person, and attorney Andrew Wallet was assigned to be conservator of the estate to help Britney's dad manage all of her financial affairs. Imagine Justin Bieber getting locked into a conservatorship, Les, when he peed in a bucket backstage or, do some of the half crap that he did. All these people do stupid shit. They all get on drugs. They all do something. They all need to have some rehab, and they all do it. But to be locked into a conservatorship, that literally is that we now control everything about your life and your finances and your business so you don't wreck it. That's insane. Have you heard? I mean, I can't think of anybody else this has ever happened to. It hasn't, right?
No, but here's the thing. She's also an adult. If she wants to if she wants to set her house on fire, saying her life, if she wants to burn it to the ground, she's entitled to. Like, who is her father to turn around and say, hey, you know what, this career that you've built, I'm going to protect it. Because I think that was his gravy train the entire time since she was such a little girl. Like, if she wants to destroy it, it's her life to blow up and do what she will with it. And if she didn't, like, that's the thing. Like, and even if it was a conservatorship, it was supposed to be temporary.
Right.
And so this judge, I'm really questioning because, after Injustice Nickel, I got a lot of questions for judges. I want to see this judge's bank account.
Yep. And this was a big story. The dad retains control back in 2008. And it made her seem crazier with the judge she needs it. She needs it. Who needs a permanent conservatorship? This judge absolutely needs to be looked into all this time later. Temporary should have been what it is. We'll check in 5 years. How about that? Let's put a count of 5 years on it, right? So at least we can reevaluate and see, is this still necessary? Because no, apparently according to this judge, you're never going to get right, Britney. You're a psychopath, crazy person is what they basically labeled her as. And that's what the media did, if you recall this time.
Yes.
And so it was permanent. She gave her fans a small, rare glimpse into her new life with the MTV documentary, Britney for the Record. And during that, she expressed that, her routine was very monotonous. It was too in control, to her dismay. If I wasn't under the restraints I'm under now with all the lawyers and doctors and people analyzing me every day, if that wasn't there, I'd feel so liberated, she said in the doc. When I tell them the way I feel, it's like they hear, but they're really not listening. It's like, it's bad. I'm sad. She broke down in a moment of innocence there where she didn't know what to do. And it was clear people were like, she's not happy with this. And then she put on a face. And for nearly a decade, Britney didn't comment, probably because they threatened her kids. They threatened to take away her kids, I'm sure, because per the conservatorship, not only did they control it, guys, they wouldn't let her speak. She was not allowed to speak about it or see anybody that they didn't approve. Think about that for a second. How effed up is this? And then they could go make interviews. They could go do whatever they wanted, but she couldn't say anything. Unbelievable. So for decades, she did it. She was behind there for 2016, and then she spoke to an investigator. Anyway, long story short, we got to the point. Now the Times has said she's been trying to terminate this conservatorship previously, and that she was sick of being taken advantage of. This was all under lock and key of transcripts and things that weren't allowed out. How messed up is this, that this stuff wasn't allowed out? And so now, today, she has broken her silence. I just want my life back. And that's saying it minimally. She goes hugely into this. So that's why I wanted to make sure we talked about this. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks so much for being here and supporting. If you guys want to get involved, I may pause a little bit. We'll see if we play this entirely. I may find a break where we can pause and digest and then start again, because it's a 20-minute clip that I'm going to play here where I just want you guys to hear her and sort of her explain what they went through, because this isn't okay, guys. This is super, super messed up. All right. Let's get this clip. I have the clip right here. We're going to play this audio. This is her. This is from the conservatorship. I don't know where this came from. They weren't supposed to record, apparently, but now it's been all over the internet, released by other people. I wasn't there. I didn't record this. This has now become part of the public domain, and in my opinion, this is someone's life in jeopardy. So I don't know how they're going to keep trying to pull this audio or keep this audio from you guys. I see more and more news outlets are starting to share it and play it. So I think for the safety of this person and her own want to have this out there, it's our right to be able to play this clip. So without further ado, here is the full audio of Britney. It's a little bit in it. You'll hear some noises and things throughout based on where this came from. I don't know who recorded it. Be prepared. Here we go. Full audio, Britney Spears from a conservative hearing.
I will be honest with you. I haven't been back to court in a long time because I don't think I was heard on any level when I came to court the last time. I brought 4 sheets of paper in my hands and wrote in length what I had been through the last 4 months before I came there. The people who did that to me should not be able to walk away so easily. I'll recap. I was on tour in 2018. I was forced to do. My management said if I don't do this tour, I will have to find an attorney.
Ms. Spears, I hate to interrupt you, but my court reporter is taking down what you're saying.
Okay.
And so you have to speak a little more slowly.
Of course, yes.
Okay,
I apologize.
And make
Great.
a record of everything you're saying.
Okay.
Sure.
Just to pause. It's sort of
the people who did this to me should not get away and to be able to walk away so easily.
Now, it's just imperative to say she's clearly you can just tell she's been dying to do this. I don't say that as nervousness. I say it as she's got a lot to unload, and she's already started this by saying they should not get away with this. So keep that in mind as we keep listening.
Recap. I was on tour in 2018. I was forced to do. My management said if I don't do this tour, I will have to find an attorney, and by contract, my own management could sue me if I didn't follow through with the tour. He handed me a sheet of paper as I got off the stage in Vegas and said I had to sign it. It was very threatening and scary, and with the conservatorship, I couldn't even get my own attorney, so out of fear, I went ahead and I did the tour. When I came off that tour, a new show in Las Vegas was supposed to take place. I started rehearsing early, but it was hard because I'd been doing Vegas for 4 years and I needed a break in between. But no, I was told this is the timeline and this is how it's going to go. I rehearsed 4 to 4 days a week, half of the time in the studio and half of the other time in a Westlake studio. I was basically directing most of the show with my whereabouts, where I preferred to rehearse and actually did most of the choreography, meaning I taught my dancers my new choreography myself. I take everything I do very seriously. There's tons of video with me at rehearsals. I wasn't good. I was great. I led a room of 16 new dancers in rehearsals. It's funny to hear my manager's side of the story. They all said I wasn't participating in rehearsals, and I never agreed to take my medication, which my medication is only taken in the mornings, never at rehearsal. They don't even see me. So why are they even claiming that? When I said no to one dance move into rehearsals, it was as if I planted a huge bomb somewhere. And I said, no, I don't want to do it this way. After that, my management and my dancers and my assistant of the new people that were supposed to do the new show all went into a room, shut the door, and didn't come out for at least 45 minutes. Ma'am, I'm not here to be anyone's slave. I can say no to a dance move. I was told by my, at the time, therapist, Dr. Benson, who died, that my manager called him in that moment and told him I wasn't cooperating or following the guidelines in rehearsals. And he also said I wasn't taking my medication, which is so dumb because I've had the same lady every morning for the past 8 years give me my same medication, and I'm nowhere near these stupid people. It made no sense at all. There was a week period where they were nice to me and they said, I don't want to do, and I told them I don't want to do the, they were nice to me. They said, if I don't want to do the new Vegas show, I don't have to, because I was getting really nervous. I said, I can wait. It was like, they told me I could wait. It was like lifting literally 200 pounds off of me when they said I don't have to do the show anymore, because I was really, really hard on myself and it was too much. I couldn't take it anymore. So I remember telling my assistant, but you know what? I feel weird if I say no. I feel like they're going to come back and be mean to me or punish me or something. 3 days later, after I said no to Vegas, my therapist sat me down in a room and said he had a million phone calls about how I was not cooperating in rehearsals and I haven't been taking my medication. All of this was a false. He immediately the next day put me on lithium out of nowhere. He took me off my normal meds I'd been on for 5 years. And lithium is a very, very strong and completely different medication compared to what I was used to. You can go mentally impaired if you take too much, if you stay on it longer than 5 months. But he put me on that and I felt drunk. I really couldn't even take up for myself. I couldn't even have a conversation with my mom or dad really about anything. I told them I was scared and my doctor had me on 6 different nurses with this new medication come to my home, stay with me, to monitor me on this new medication, which I never wanted to be on to begin with. There were 6 different nurses in my homes and they wouldn't let me get in my car to go anywhere. For a month. Not only did my family not do a goddamn thing, my dad was all for it. Anything that happened to me had to be approved by my dad. And my dad he acted like he didn't know that I was told I had to be tested over the Christmas holidays before they sent me away when my kids went home to Louisiana. He was the one who approved all of it. My whole family did nothing. Over the 2-week holiday, a lady came into my home for 4 hours a day, sat me down and did a psych test on me. It took forever. But I was told I had to then, after that I got off, I was told I had to then, after I got a phone call from my dad saying, after I did the psych test with this lady, basically saying I had failed the test or whatever. I'm sorry, Britney, you have to listen to your doctors. They are planning to send you to a small home in Beverly Hills to do a small rehab program that we're going to make up for you. You're going to pay $60,000 a month for this. I cried on the phone for an hour and he loved every minute of it. The control he had over someone as powerful as me, as he loved the control to hurt his own daughter 100,000%, he loved it. I packed my bags and went to that place. I worked 7 days a week, no days off, which in California, the only similar thing to this is called sex trafficking, making anyone work against their will, taking all their possessions away, credit card, cash, phone, passport card, and placing them in a home where they work with the people who live with them. They all lived in the house with me, the nurses, the 24/7 security. There was one chef that came there and cooked for me daily during the weekdays. They watched me changed every day naked, morning, noon, and night. My body, I had no privacy door for my room. I gave 8 gallons of blood a week. If I didn't do any of my meetings and work from 8 to 6 at night, which is 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, no days off, I wouldn't be able to see my kids or my boyfriend. I never had a say in my schedule. They always told me I had to do this. And ma'am, I will tell you, sitting in a chair 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, it ain't fun. And especially when you can't walk out the front door. And that's why I'm telling you this again 2 years later. After I've lied and told the whole world I'm okay and I'm happy, it's a lie. I thought I said that enough. Maybe I might become happy because I've been in denial. I've been in shock. I am traumatized. Fake it till you make it. But now I'm telling you the truth, okay? I'm not happy. I can't sleep. I'm so angry, it's insane, and I'm depressed. I cry every day, and the reason I'm telling you this is because I don't think how the state of California can have all this written in the court documents from the time I showed up and do absolutely nothing, just hire with my money another person to keep my dad on board. Ma'am, my dad and anyone involved in this conservatorship and my management who played a huge role in punishing me when I said, no, ma'am, they should be in jail. Their cool tactics working for Miley Cyrus as she smokes on joints and stage at the VMAs. Nothing is ever done to this generation for doing wrong things. But my precious body, who's worked for my dad for the past fucking 13 years, trying to be so good and pretty, so perfect when he works me so hard, when I do everything I'm told in the state of California, allowed my ignorant father to take his own daughter, who only has a role with me if I work with him.
Hold on. I know I don't interrupt this. Guys, this is so effed up. They made her work, and she just bravo. I need to give her props. She's so right. Britney, I mean, Miley's smoking joints, and everyone doesn't give a shit about her well-being. And somehow the state of California has just ignored this for all this time and made her keep her body in shape and let her dad work her to the bone. This is disgusting. We all need to be incredibly outraged. Doesn't matter how rich or famous Britney Spears is. This is horrific. I'm sorry I had to interrupt, but I'm flabbergasted at this. Let's keep going.
Own daughter, who only has a role with me if I work with him. They set back the whole course and allowed him to do that to me. That's giving these people I've worked for way too much control. They also threatened me and said if I don't go, then I have to go to court. And it will be more embarrassing me if the judge publicly makes you go the evidence we have. You have to go. I was advised for my image, I need to go ahead and just go and get it over with. They said that to me. I don't even drink alcohol. I should drink alcohol considering what they put my heart through. Also, the Bridges facility they sent me to, none of the kids, I was doing this program for 4 months. So the last 2 months I went to a Bridges facility. None of the kids there did the program. They never showed up for any of them. You didn't have to do anything if you didn't want to. How come they always made me go? How come I was always threatened by my dad and anybody that participated in this conservatorship? If I don't do this, what they tell me to enslave me to do, they're going to punish me. The last time I spoke to you by just keeping the conservatorship going and also keeping my dad in the loop made me feel like I was dead. Like I didn't matter, like nothing had been done to me, like you thought I was lying or something. I'm telling you again because I'm not lying. I want to feel heard, and I'm telling you this again so maybe you can understand the depth and the degree and the damage that they did to me back then. I want changes, and I want changes going forward. I deserve changes. I was told I have to sit down and be evaluated again if I want to end the conservatorship. Ma'am, I didn't know I could petition the conservatorship to end it. I'm sorry for my ignorance, but I honestly didn't know that. But honestly, I don't think I owe anyone to be evaluated. I've done more than enough. I don't feel like I should even be in a room with anyone to offend me by trying to question my capacity of intelligence, whether I need to be in this stupid conservatorship or not. I've done more than enough. I don't owe these people anything, especially me, the one that has roofed and fed tons of people on tour on the road. It's embarrassing and demoralizing what I've been through. And that's the main reason. I've never said it openly. And mainly I didn't want to say it openly because I honestly didn't think anyone would believe me. To be honest with you, the Paris Hilton story on what they did to her to that school, I didn't believe any of it. I'm sorry, I'm an outsider, and I'll just be honest. I didn't believe it. And maybe I'm wrong, and that's why I didn't want to say any of this to anybody, to the public, because I thought people would make fun of me or laugh at me and say, she's lying, she's got everything, she's Britney Spears. I'm not lying. I just want my life back, and it's been 13 years, and it's enough. It's been a long time since I've owned my money, and it's my wish and my dream for all of this to end without being tested. Again, it makes no sense whatsoever for the state of California to sit back and literally watch me with their own 2 eyes make a living for so many people and pay so many people trucks and buses on tour on the road with me and be told I'm not good enough. But I'm great at what I do. And I allow these people to control what I do, ma'am, and it's enough. It makes no sense at all. Now, going forward, I'm not willing to meet or see anyone I've met with enough people against my will. I'm done. All I want is to own my money for this to end and my boyfriend to drive me in his fucking car. And I would honestly like to sue my family, to be totally honest with you. I also would like to be able to share my story with the world and what they did to me instead of it being a hush-hush secret to benefit all of them. I want to be able to be heard on what they did to me by making me keep this in for so long is not good for my heart. I've been so angry and I cry every day. It concerns me. I'm told I'm not allowed to expose the people who did this to me. For my sanity, I need you to the judge to approve me, do an interview where I can be heard on what they did to me. And actually, I have the right to use my voice and take up for myself. My attorney says I can't, it's not good. I can't let the public know anything they did to me. And by not saying anything is saying it's okay. I don't know what I said here. It's not okay. Actually, I don't want to interview. I'd much rather just have an open call to you for the press to hear, which I didn't know today we're doing. So thank you. Instead of having an interview, honestly, I need that to get it off my heart, the anger and all of it that's been happening. It's not fair they're telling me lies about me openly. Even my family, they do interviews to anyone they want on news stations, my own family doing interviews and talking about the situation and making me feel so stupid. And I can't say one thing. And my own people say I can't say anything. It's been 2 years. I want a recorded call to you. Actually, we're doing this now, which I didn't know that we were doing this. To the public who knows what they did to me. I told I know my lawyer, Sam, has been very scared for me to go forward because he's saying if I speak up, I'm being overworked in that facility of that rehab place. The rehab place will sue me. He told me I should keep it to myself, really. I would personally like to. Actually, I know I've had grown with a personal relationship with Sam, my lawyer. I've been talking to him like 3 times a week now. We've kind of built a relationship, but I haven't really had the opportunity by my own self to actually handpick my own lawyer by myself. And I would like to be able to do that. I would like to also. The main reason why I'm here is because I want to end the conservatorship without having to be evaluated. I've done a lot of research, ma'am, and there's a lot of judges who do end conservatorships for people without them having to be evaluated all the time. The only times they don't is if a concerned family member says something's wrong with this person and otherwise. And considering my family has lived off my conservatorship for 13 years, I won't be surprised if one of them has something to say and go forward and say, we don't think this should end. We have to help her, especially if I get my fair served in turning, exposing what they did to me. Also, I want to speak to you about, at the moment, my obligations, which I personally don't think at the very moment I owe anybody anything. I have 3 meetings a week I have to attend no matter what. I just don't like feeling like I work for the people whom I pay. I don't like being told I have to no matter what, even if I'm sick. Jody, the conservator, says I have to see my coach Ken even when I'm sick. I would like to do 1 meeting a week with a therapist. I've never, even before they sent me to that place, had 2 therapy sessions. A therapy session and 1 therapy session.
I need to pause again. Like, it's so sad because, like, listen to her right now. She's still so abused. She's like, can I please just have 1 therapy? Britney, you don't need any therapy sessions if you don't want. This is insane with the control that they have over her. I'm just so angry. And she can't have a lawyer? She can't get her own lawyer? What on earth legality of the state of California is going on? And they've just scared her to the degree where she feels like I'm going to be embarrassed or they're going to sue me or blah, 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 blah. These people need to go to jail. This is insane. I mean, I guess I need to hear the other side of this, but I hear a very sane, capable woman who is clearly paying all their salaries doing the work. And I don't see her doing anything that I don't see a lot of celebrities doing that deems her to not be able to control her own life. This is what the hell's going on, Les? This is insane. Quickly, before I go back, do you want to add something?
Yes, I just want to add, I think, as you said, she sounds lucid. She's in control. Yes, she's angry. She has every damn right to be angry. I'm mad for her. But you know what? After her listing, and we're not even halfway through, I had a fleeting thought. We are very lucky we still have Britney Spears.
Yes, we are.
This would have driven someone else there.
Let's
These
keep
people.
We have about a little bit 10 more minutes. Let's get through this. I want to make sure we hear it all so you guys have the full story here.
With I have a doctor and then a therapy person. What I've been forced to do illegal in my life, I shouldn't be told I have to be available 3 times a week to these people I don't know.
Facts.
I'm talking to you today because I feel, again, yes, even Jody is starting to kind of take it too far with me. They have me going to therapy twice a week and a psychiatrist. I've never in the past they had me going, twice a week and my Dr. Gold. So that's 3 times a week. I've never in the past had to see a therapist more than once a week. It takes too much out of me going to this man I don't know. Number one, I'm scared of people. I don't trust people with what I've been through. And the clever setup of being in Westlake, one of the most exposed places in Westlake, which yesterday, paparazzi showed me coming out of the place literally crying in therapy. It's embarrassing and it's demoralizing. I deserve privacy when I go. I deserve privacy when I go and have therapy, either at my home, like I've done for 8 years. They've always come to my home. Or when the Dr. Benson, the man that died, I went to a place similar to what I went to in Westlake, which was very exposed and really bad. Okay, so wait, where was I? In Westlake, it was identical to Dr. Benson, who died, the one who illegally, 100% abused me by the treatment he gave me too. And to be totally honest with you, I was so...
Excuse me for interrupting you, but my reporter says if you could just slow down a little bit, because she's trying to make sure she gets everything that you're saying.
Okay, cool.
And so if you could,
Yeah.
Okay. I have been through, and the clever setup in Westlake is identical to Dr. Benson, who died, the one who illegally, 100% abused me by the treatment he gave me. And to be totally honest with you, when he passed away, I got on my knees and thanked God. In other words, my team is pushing it with me again. I have trapped phobias being in small rooms because the trauma locking me up for 4 months in that place. Is not okay for them to send me, sorry, I'm going fast, to that small room like that twice a week with another new therapist I pay that I never even approved. I don't like it. I don't want to do that. And I haven't done anything wrong to deserve this treatment. It's not okay to force me to do anything I don't want to do. By law, Jody and this so-called team I should be able to sue them for threatening me and saying, if I don't go and do these meetings twice a week, we can't let you have your money and go to Maui on your vacations. You have to do what you're told for this program, and then you will be able to go. But it was very clever. They picked one of the most exposed places in Westlake, knowing I have the hot topic of the conservatorship, that over 5 paparazzis are going to show up and get me crying coming out of that place. I begged them to make sure that they did this at my home so I would have privacy. I deserve privacy. The whole conservatorship from the beginning, once the conservatorship from the beginning, once you see someone, whoever it is in the conservatorship, making them money and myself money and working, that whole statement right there, the conservatorship should end. There should be I shouldn't be in a conservatorship if I can work and provide money and work for myself and pay other people.
Correct.
It makes no sense. The laws need to change. What state allows people to own another person's money and account and threaten them and saying, you can't spend your money unless you do what we want you to do, and I'm paying them? Ma'am, I've worked since I was 17 years old. You have to understand how thin that is for me. Every morning I get up to know I can't go on somewhere unless I meet people I don't know every week in an office identical to the one where the therapist was very abusive to me. I truly believe this conservatorship is abusive. And now we can sit here all day and say, oh, conservatorships are here to help people. But ma'am, there's 1,000 conservatorships that are abusive as well. I don't feel like I can live a full life. I don't owe them to go see a man I don't know and share him my problems. I don't even believe in therapy. I always think you take it to God. I want to end the conservatorship without being evaluated. In the meantime, I want this therapist once a week. He can either come to my home.
You don't need it.
No, I just want him to come to my home. I'm not willing to go to Westlake and be embarrassed by all these paparazzi, these scummy paparazzi laughing at my faces while I'm crying, coming out and taking my pictures as all these white, nice dinners with people drinking wine at restaurants, watching me leave these places. They set me up by sending me to the most exposed places, and I told them I didn't want to go there because I knew paparazzi would show up there. They only gave me 2 options for therapists, and I'm not sure how you make your decisions, ma'am, but this is the only chance for me to talk to you for a while. I need your help. So if you can just kind of let me know where your head is. I don't really honestly know what to say, but my requests are just to end the conservatorship without being evaluated. I want a petition basically to end the conservatorship, but I want to I want it to be petition to end it, but I don't want to be evaluated and be sat in a room with people 4 hours a day like they did me before. And they made it even worse for me after that happened. So I'm honestly new at this, and I'm doing research on all these things. I do know common sense and the method that things can end. For people, it has ended without them being evaluated. So I just want you to take that in consideration. I've also done research. Also took a year during COVID to get me any self-care methods during COVID. She said there were no services available. She's lying, ma'am. My mom went to the spa twice in Louisiana during COVID. For a year, I didn't have my nails done, no hairstyling and no massages, no acupuncture, nothing for a year. I saw the maids in my home each week with their nails done different each time. She made me feel like my dad does, very similar, her behavior and my dad, but just a different dynamic. Team wants me to work and stay home instead of having longer vacations. They are used to me sort of doing a weekly routine for them, and I'm over it. I don't feel like I owe them anything at this point. They need to be reminded they actually work for me. They tricked me by sending me to the, okay, I repeated myself there. Also, I was supposed to be able to, I have a friend that I used to do AA meetings with. I did AA for 2 years. I have I did 3 meetings a week. I met a bunch of women there, and I'm not able to see my friends that live 8 minutes away from me, which I find extremely strange. I feel like they're making me feel like I live in a rehab program. This is my home. I'd like for my boyfriend to be able to drive me in his car. And I want to meet with a therapist once a week, not twice a week. And I want him to come to my home because I actually know I do need a little therapy. I was told, hold on. I think that's, and I would like to progressively move forward, and I want to have the real deal. I want to be able to get married and have a baby. I was told right now in the conservatorship, I'm not able to get married or have a baby. I have a ID inside of myself right now, so I don't get pregnant. I wanted to take the ID out so I could start trying to have another baby, but this so-called team won't let me go to the doctor to take it out because they don't want me to have any more children. So basically,
guys, we need to pause there for a second again, and thanks to everybody who's watching because there's a lot. We're going to go through it. Guys, they put an IUD in her to keep her from being pregnant, so she could keep working, guys, because she's so unwell. These people need to be jailed. I'm just so, my blood is boiling listening to this. No one deserves this. No one deserves this. And to put an IUD in to keep her from getting married or having children, because they don't. How do they have this right? This is hideous.
The fact that you nailed it, Andy. When she can go to work, right? She can go to work. She's healthy enough to go to work, but she's not healthy enough to do absolutely anything else. I'm questioning, can she even go to the washroom by herself? Like, does she have to have a handler go with her just in case she can't get that right either? This is ridiculous to put an IUD into someone. And that her decision, because IUDs can actually be very dangerous.
Yeah, and they hurt,
Taking
right?
them out can be very dangerous.
Oh, this
is disgusting.
The level of control and abuse and neglect that's been, there's no, what is sealed in documents that warrants this type of level of control where you are making this person who's unwell work to fund all of these things, but she can't have her own well-being back. I mean, there literally needs to be a legit federal investigation and what's going on in this. Now, look, this does not happen very often. This is from what I've known, this type of level conservatorship is not normal. Like usually it is for types of other people. So Britney sort of got herself stuck into this situation that, yes, legally we need to change the laws on what these conservatives are because this isn't right. This isn't right. And we have to talk about this. We have to share this audio. We're going to keep playing this audio. Thanks to everybody who's watching. Please smash the like button. Send your support over here. I see so many people watching. So great to have some of you here. This is so wrong. This is so wrong because, yeah, I see a lot of, it's all for the money. This is all for the money. Her family is literally using their child to keep their paychecks coming in, and then they're laughing and abusing her and not letting her have any say in what she does with the money and everything that she's done. She's Britney Spears. She should be able to do whatever the hell she wants.
That's right.
This is insane. I'm so hurt by this.
I'm heartbroken for her.
And it's to imagine everything else, but then and then when you hear it, I just want you guys to hear because I feel for her so much. She like thinks this was this is all part of her life for 13 years, where she's like, yeah, I just want to have the IUD taken. Like, may I have your permission, judge, to get this out? Like, she's such in a place of oh my God, Britney, you have so much strength that you don't realize. You don't need any of this, and you stop doing it. And now that you've been able to speak, I hope enough of us and the press and everybody come forward to a point where she is fine. Anybody who wants to try and sue her, start up a GoFundMe, whatever we got to do, because all these people need to be put in check. This is not okay. This is way too effed up. Hashtag free Britney. Put it all out there, everybody. Smash the like button so we can get this audio out there widely. Tweet this out if you haven't already. This is insane, guys. All right, look, there's so much we went through that I want to still comment on, but I know a lot of you want to hear this audio, and I don't want to keep interrupting. We're playing in big chunks and trying to stop because I just can't help myself, and I'm sure some of you are boiling. Your blood is boiling as well. But let's go through it. We have a couple more. I guess it's almost there. It's last minute here, and then I want to do a recap, and we'll take your comments and calls and questions. Here we go.
Basically, this conservatorship is doing me way more harm than good. I deserve to have a life. I've worked my whole life. I deserve to have a 2 to 3 year break and just, do what I want to do. But I do feel like there is a crunch here, and I feel like I feel open and I'm okay to talk to you today about it. But I wish I could stay with you on the phone forever, because when I get off the phone with you, all of a sudden, I hear all these no's. No, no, no. And then all of a sudden I feel ganged up on, and I feel bullied, and I feel left out and alone. Oh. And I'm tired of feeling alone. I deserve to have the same rights as anybody does by having a child, a family, any of those things, and more so. And that's all I wanted to say to you. And thank you so much for letting me speak to you today.
Guys, this is so crazy, and it's the judge.
I will be honest with you.
Sorry.
I haven't been back to court in
The judge says there at the end, you're quite welcome, and also I just want to tell you that I certainly am sensitive to everything that you said, how you're feeling, and I know that it took a lot of courage for you to say everything. You have to appreciate your coming on in line and sharing. So what happens next? Unclear. I want to go through, and if you guys want to chime in, feel free to send over. We've got a lot of people in the chat today. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for watching this, getting the word out there. I want to take some time and go through some of this beat by beat as we go through the transcript. And if any of you want to send over your comments or thoughts, especially if you know anything about this case, the mods are sending out links. You can get out there. I have I can't get through everybody's chats, but there's a Linktree link to help get in there. You'll support this channel as well as getting your voice heard in this. Guys, you got to, most importantly, like this video and share this, and make sure you get the word out on this transcript and what's happening to her, because we all have to unite on this. I don't know. Are they going to try and not let me post that audio? I don't know, Les. Like, part of me was like, do I play this, or are they going to ding me because I played this because they weren't supposed to release this? I figured, you know what? I don't care. We're going to do this because I think it's the right thing to do, and I think this has now gotten to a point where she's in she's in danger. Like, as you said, Les, she might not be here. And the fact that she's doing this, and I wanted to go here, and I want to get your thoughts, Les, because I know you didn't get a chance to talk and chat, and everybody else, feel free to get involved in this conversation. We're also going to be jumping over my other channel soon, and we're going to do a call-in show where we're going to talk about this and a lot of other stuff, so stay tuned. So thanks, everybody. Hit that subscribe button if you're here watching, because we do a lot of coverage like this, a lot of breaking stories, a lot of important stories. So please hit that bell, hit the smash the like button, all that stuff to help the engagement, to make sure we get this video out there in the world. So thank you, everybody. But like the fact that she has to say here, like, she's like afraid. She like doesn't want to get off the phone with this person because it's the first time she's been able to like speak honestly, because they've conditioned her for so long as to abuse her is what they've done. That they've gaslit her. This is gaslighting to its finest. They've gaslit her and sort of gotten to her point and just beaten her to a point where she knows she has to ask for permission or else. And the fact that she has to, I feel like I should be able to, take a year off Like, I'm sorry, if she has mental problems, like you keep saying that she can't control her life and needs to be conservative, you're damn right she probably should be able to take a year or two off. Any sane person needs to be able to take a year or two off and not work constantly to the bone for week, day after day, because they need to like refresh and take their mind off of it and have a break so they can be recharged in life. The fact that she's like, yeah, can I please just get a vacation that's not a week long so I can go back to work for them? This is horrifying. There's so many moments. Did you notice this too, Les? There's so many moments in there where she's asking for permission of like, can I have one therapy session instead of 3? And, you know, I'd like to do this. And do I have your permission to not have this? Britney, you shouldn't have to do any of this. Yeah, exactly. They've been grooming her. It's like, I can't fathom. And I feel so bad for her that she's had to live in this silence and isolation and worry that they were going to sue her for coming forward and telling us the truth. It's horrifying. Go ahead. What do you think about this?
She asked permission to be in just go for a drive with her boyfriend.
Right.
She's not 14. I feel when I listen to her and when I see her, I feel that she is still 14. I feel because that's the age that it kind of everything blew up for her. And I feel that that's the age that her dad started to crack down. I want her father to get a mental health evaluation.
Right.
She doesn't need one, apparently. She's doing okay. He needs one.
Her father, we need a massive, since we've been doing so much checking on Britney, I need now someone to be doing some massive checking and multiple therapy sessions for Mr. Jamie Spears. Is he actually in an okay, healthy headspace to be making these decisions? The judge, the new conservator, Jody, they keep speaking about, who is like supposed to be like the new one to protect her, they brought in. She's already sort of thrown her under the bus saying Jody is already going back to the same tactics that the other ones have because they all see this as a cash cow.
Yes,
it's a cash cow for them to just keep getting paid and getting paid. Oh, cool! This is the biggest scam in the world. We got Britney. She really is a slave for us. Britney Spears. Yeah, keep working, Britney. Woo! I need to do my nails. I mean, holy shit! Stormy, I see you just joined as well. Have you been able to catch the audio, Stormy? Are you there?
I'm here. I have not caught the audio at all. I know a little bit about what's going on, but I just did not hear the audio.
Okay, well, you might not be as helpful to hear what you can skim through some of that transcript. I'll send it to you to help you in there. But I wasn't sure if you were listening. But Les, since you were there, let me lose you. What was there any specific part you want to go back to and talk about, Les, from what you heard in there? There's I'm gonna skim through with you guys as we start by.
Yeah,
and also,
let's
and chat. If there's anything that stood out to you as well, I'm gonna go through this sort of beat by beat again, just a little bit, just to sort of really reiterate some of these issues. And thanks really quick to two that I saw. Thank you so much, Derek Nunn, for that super chat. # free Britney until something is done. Get it trending. Facts. I appreciate your support there, Derek. And Stevie, what's up, Stevie? Thanks so much. He's essentially asking permission to exist. So sad and mad for her. Facts, Stevie. That's exactly what it is. Like the fact that she has to ask permission to, can I have a nice life and be able to take a break and have a kid or a family if I want to. It is so sad. This is so sad, guys. So please, all of us need to speak up, get this video, like it, keep spreading the word. I appreciate it. What were you going to say, Les? There was something else you were going to
add. The medication, when she said she's taking medication and she doesn't want to. Like, what are they giving her? Are they telling her it's one thing and then it's actually another? What the hell is going on? I would love to have a full medical, legal, everything team that is not paid by Mr. Spears to come in and fully just take a look at what the hell is going on, go into the homes, go into absolutely everything, all the court documents, everything, because this is not how we treat human beings. She is a slave. You're absolutely right. She's a slave for them. And the fact that they kept this up in the public eye for all these years.
And tricked her, just kept gaslighting her to make her think and doing press like she needs it, she doesn't know what's going on. Like, this man's a monster. This man is, I'm sorry, I'm trying to even think, like, I always try to be objective, right, Les? It's like, what could be sealed? Like, that she's a sociopath? I mean, like, what is, like, behind the scenes that they're trying to justify that she's suicidal, she's gonna harm herself, she's bipolar? I'm trying to think, like, what really could be back there that could attempt? I don't think there is anything, but what do you think their argument is?
Because if she's working, then she's okay. Because they're letting her do that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So
Right, but like, so what? How on earth does Jamie or any of these people not immediately just go, "Oh shit, we're screwed"? Which they are, in my opinion.
Yes,
they are totally screwed right now. They've been hiding this secret in forever, and now it's exposed. You didn't want this to come out for a reason. That's why you didn't want any of this to happen. You want to have control, and I just don't see how there's any justification. And what's so crazy is the judges have been allowing this based off of sealed medical records for years. They've just been continuing like, yeah. Sounds like she still needs it. Based on what?
I wonder if he's got Munchausen by proxy, and this has been going on since she was little. She's got a sister, right? What's her sister's
Jamie
name?
Lynn
I forget
Spears.
her.
Jamie.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, what's going on with her? Is she okay? Do we need to check in on her too?
I think
Like,
she's in on it.
I just wonder.
I
if
think
this
she's
has
been
going
involved in the
on.
conservatorship too. Like she's saying her whole family. I don't know. Is anybody in the chat more of a Britney X? I know we have some people probably knowing. Please let us know. Send over a note. Because I was curious too. Is Jamie Lynn involved? Is Britney okay with her? Because I thought I read something where Jamie Lynn also was getting in on this and not helping her. Is what I heard.
I gotta wonder if this has been going on since, like, she was knee high to a grasshopper. You gotta wonder, because this is full mental control that they have over her, and I am just so proud of her. She came in, her voice did not shake once. She went in and she was goddamn it prepared.
Yep.
And I loved it that she came in so strong, and the fact that she did say, I want to stay on the phone with you, and then started saying like everything that happens when she gets off the phone. That person was her safe space, and she didn't want to let her safe space go, because she knows once she hangs up that phone, she's alone. And what happens when you're alone with these kind of people? Not good things.
Well, here you go. So I saw in the chat. Thank you for letting me know. So breaking news.
Yes, I saw that
Britney
too, yeah.
Spears' dad releases statement insisting he loves his daughter very much and is sorry to see her suffering following bombshell hearing after it's revealed he now lives in an RV in Kentucky after earning what? After earning millions from his conservatorship. So he knew this would happen, and he moved to an RV to try to like downplay, like, oh, we're not rich. Oh my God, this man is a monster.
Spears.
What on earth? Wait, hold on. So wait, where's the? All right, come on. Where's Jamie's statement? Come on. Jesus Christ. Here we go.
He rented an RV for a photo shoot. That's exactly what happened there.
Jamie's claim that the singer's father has only been trying to help the famous daughter. For over 12 years, Mr. Spears has more than capably and dutifully served as the conservator for his daughter's estate, always doing what he believed was in the daughter's best interest. Mr. Spears has performed his job well. This is a fact. He has taken the estate from it being in debt and facing tens of millions of dollars lawsuits to current value of over $60 million. Mr. Spears did all this. Look at him. Wait, it's like he's trying to take credit. Like, hey, who's going to hire me next? Who wants to hire me as their conservator next, guys? I don't think you have a good reference, Jamie. He did all this while serving as conservator of the person Britney and working diligently with a team of professionals to restore Britney to good health and revive her career as the best as possible under the circumstances. So, yeah, you're screwed. Under what circumstances? Why did it take so long? Britney's publicized breakdown of their father, Jamie given $16,000 a month salary. He makes $16,000 a month. For what? Why?
What does he do?
Jesus Christ! What?
What does he do?
Jesus.
And how much does Britney get?
Oh my!
And she's working
God.
24/7.
Holy!
What's in her
crap.
What's in her pocket?
Oh my God! This guy needs to go to jail.
He does.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy's not on suicide watch. Because this guy's now after everything he's put his daughter through, it's about to be turned in huge favor. He's sorry to see his daughter suffering and in so much pain. You caused it, you shithead!
Please.
The hell are you talking about? Holy crap!
And he's worried about her having children. Someone should have been worried about him having children.
He reportedly sold the house that Britney grew up in and has been living in an RV that is parked at a warehouse, which contains memorabilia from his daughter's career, just on the outskirts of Kentwood.
I'd
Jamie's
love to
been
see
controlled.
a picture of that.
Oh my God. This poor mom, clearly, I think they're all gaslit by this man.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awful. There it is. There's the man. Look, I never like to condemn someone out of the full story, but I don't know, Les. I feel like we're getting pretty much. I think Britney just really finally unleashed because we've heard the other side for so long. Excuse me, that he feels like, she deserves this. But even in his statement right there, nothing he says warrants that she needs to be in this for the amount of time that she's been in this.
No, not to subject her to what she just revealed. There's nothing. There are people with actual mental conditions like sociopathy and stuff. And if it's bad enough, like this would warrant, they are in institutions. They aren't working worldwide, making trillions of dollars. They're getting the help they need. They're doing this is just so stupid. This is I want the bank records for all the judges, all the doctors, absolutely every single person who has every single say of what goes on in her life. I want to see their bank statements.
Yeah, look, she's saying it, and I hope we get to see this justice for Britney Spears. People who did this to me should not be able to walk away so easily.
Yeah.
Facts. There needs to be some serious accountability here to figure out how this happened for so damn long. I mean, the fact that all these people, and she said it later, they work for her.
Yeah.
Yet somehow she's making it like she works for them.
Yeah.
Her own manager terrifying her, just to go through recap for those of you who are joining, threatening her, scaring her. This is after the Vegas tour. She had to start the rehearsals, and she just didn't want to do it right away. She needed a break between her 4-year Vegas gig, and they wouldn't let her do it. They're like, sorry, you got to keep going. Keep rehearsing for 4 days a week. Oh, my God. And then she doesn't even get to control the money. Can you imagine doing all that work, which is hard damn work, keeping your body in check, going to rehearsals every day, delivering it after and after and after, and then you don't even get all your money. You don't even get to decide how your money is dispersed. Your money's paying everybody who's keeping control and forcing you to work. You're working for them, and it's your name on the fucking banner. I mean, holy crap!
Yep.
And then she's in the studio. They're making her record while she's doing her rehearsals. And then meanwhile, she's not good. Exactly. There's tons of videos of me rehearsals, and then they're telling her you're not healthy, Britney. Sorry. As she explains, I led a room of 16 new dancers in rehearsals. Mm-hmm. And guys, if you just joined, if you want to hear, you can go back. We played the whole audio. I still want to play it again to get too much trouble, but you can go back and watch it, hear her own words. But now I just want to do a quick recap for some of you there and comment some of this. Because we got a lot of you watching. I want to make sure you guys are all getting this story. And then we talk about the medication. She never wanted to take any medication. They kept prompting her to medication. Les and I were talking about this earlier. They put her on lithium.
Oh my God.
She said, I'm not here to be anyone's slave. I danced to, I can say no to a dance move. Apparently no. They were forcing her how to do things, how to dance. Then the doctors, she had multiple doctors that they were forcing her saying that she wasn't taking her meds because she took the meds every day for the past 8 years, the same lady. And none of it made any sense. It was just a bunch of people trying to control her. And then she goes on to explain how, finally, because she was having a breakdown, legitimately, she was unwell because of the stress of them overworking her. They finally, I had a nice positive week because they let me take a break from her show. It was like 200 pounds left off me. They were working her to the bone, and they were actually abusing her. They were making her unwell. And then finally, because they realized she was probably about to explode, they're like, okay, fine, you can take a quick break. Right. And all through this, they got her, so she just was groomed to ask their permission and everything. And so, after she didn't do that, she asked for the break. And then 3 days later, therapist said she had 1 million calls, how she's not cooperating. Can you imagine a therapist? Your therapist, excuse me, you're not being cooperative and you're not helping everybody and you need to go back to work? What kind of therapy is that? That sounds like a whip.
Yeah. Once again, I'd love to see that person's bank account and how much they got paid.
Yeah, and their credentials. Are they even
things.
Licensed to be an actual doctor?
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
So as I'm hearing this, and all I keep thinking is, when people demand things of me, I just walk away.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a one of these, and it's like, you can ask me nicely, but you will never demand. And if you demand, I'm out. And she can't do that. That's the thing that's breaking my heart. We have so much privilege over her, and it's an every human right to say, I don't want to do this. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna go. She has every right. That is part of her human right, and they've taken everything away from her.
Facts.
And the fact that they have controlled even her uterus.
Yes.
Is what's baffling to me.
Yes.
And what is just like, how dare you like have that much control over somebody and to basically treat them like they're a piece of cattle in a way. That where you can control what they do, what they say, what they drink, what they eat. It's like, who gave you the right to do that? But meaning for years they have said that this has happened to her and nobody really listened. And until she finally said in her own words, it breaks my heart that nobody should go into that at all. They should be able to, and her breakdown that she had where she shaved her head and everything makes so much sense now. Yes. It makes sense.
Yes.
It was her breaking point.
So yeah, and that was about her custody. You missed that part. The reason she even had that mental breakdown back there was because she wasn't seeing her kids, and that can make anyone go crazy. And between that and the paparazzi and all the demands and everything she was going through, she lost it. And we all lose it at times, but her dad manipulated and used that as an opportunity. Maybe he meant well in the beginning because maybe he thought, you know what, you really aren't well. I need to be able to take this over. But the fact that the judges and everybody later said this is now permanent, and then there was no safety or check or way for her to be able to protect herself and her own safety, which is what the whole thing was supposedly built for. The fact that they didn't even give her any sort of protection or out is criminal in my mind. It's criminal, and anybody involved in that should face the consequences. The fact that this has happened, it's just they've made this woman a prisoner for 13 years. She's been in jail for 13 years for no crimes, for nothing, because she's paying the people who are keeping her. Yeah. She's paying the prison to keep her to be a prisoner. I mean, it's sickening, guys.
Yeah. It is, and then they're saying that the reason that the fans are going against Jamie Lynn is because of the fact that she didn't stand up for her sister or try to like speak against her father. That's why they're going against her and not liking it. Yeah. And so I have to think of me. It's like, if my parents were doing that to my brother or my sister, I would not, like that at all. Like I would speak up as well. So I can understand if they're getting upset over that.
Right. But it also depends on what kind of control they have over Jamie Lynn as well. Like that also, like what if they're doing kind of the same kind of thing to her, gaslighting her and saying, don't talk. If you talk, like what kind of threats are going on behind closed doors that say, don't you ever talk?
Yeah. And I'm trying to see because I think Jamie sort of has not, Jamie just hasn't come out and defended or said anything. Maybe out of fear, maybe Britney told her to. It's like, I don't know enough. And if anybody has a link, feel free to send it over so we can be accurate. But I can't tell enough to throw her under the bus yet. But I've seen some chats saying, they've sort of, the fans are disowning all of them for not speaking up, which is fair. It's fair. You'd think Britney would be able to speak to her own sister. But then if the sister's also gaslit by her parents and feeling like she can't, if you tell anything about Britney or you share anything to Britney, well, you're in trouble too. I mean, how awful is this? These are abusive parents. Yeah. These are abusive parents.
So are they threatening the kids?
Right. And
what would make you not want to talk?
These are adults. These aren't even kids, but these are parents treating them like kids still, and like basically like you can't home. They're treating them like they're yet juveniles. Yeah. Like they can't do anything, and strict household where they should be able to. Even a kid can, call services against their abusive parents, but they've locked her into a deal somehow where she's not allowed to complain about the wellness that she's getting. I'm still in complete shock. Ashley, sorry, I missed Ashley. Thank you for the support, everybody. When you send the support, it helps this channel keep going so we can spread news like this. So thank you for that. You get a special.
I'd buy that for $1.
Thank you, guys. As we wrap, we're going to do a call-in show where our typical. Sorry, we have so many people watching, and I know this is a big story that I want to make sure we kept going to you. But we're going to clip this soon. We're going to actually go over to my second channel, Hugging the Cactus. So mods, get that link ready. There's a live link. We'll have it ready. We're going to go over there, and we're actually going to take your calls. So if you want to talk about this or anything else, you can come over there. It's a show we do every other Wednesday where we help mental health. If you need ear, someone to speak to, you can come on over there, listen to us, talk to us, whatever you want. Anonymously call in via Zoom. We just hear you. We just have fun. It's not about necessarily any pop culture and events, but this was such a breaking story, and I thought relevant to some of the topics we talk about of just a poor story that we need to make sure gets awareness, that I want to make sure I covered with you. So in a few, we'll head over there, so stay tuned. If you guys have any support or comments or questions, you want to be part of this video, please get a chance to send it on over through the links that my mods are sending out there. And thanks to the mods for keeping everything going, as we had a crazy amount of comments. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Again, if you haven't already, subscribe please to the channel. Hit that subscribe, or better yet, hit the join. That really helps us out here on the channel to help make sure we can do coverage like this, because YouTube doesn't always let us even do it. I'm not even talking conservatives. I'm talking these social media platforms sometimes don't support us. So hopefully they will on this. We can't do it without your support, though. So thanks to everybody who helps and gives. I appreciate it. And hashtag free Britney up top right there. Of course, spread the word to make sure people understand this, because this isn't a topic we typically talk about on this channel. But when I started listening to this, I was like, I just needed to talk about this. I needed to make sure we got this. But as we were going through quickly, yeah, I mean, like to wrap some of this all up.
Well, somebody in the chat said that that Jamie Lynn is close to Jody, the actual person that's and is very close to her. And so it could be that, no, her sister's not, you know, underneath the spell. It's just basically milking off of Britney as well.
Could be.
And it's just, it's basically, and again, it's not to have any type of say to, you know, to give Jamie Lynn slack here, but sometimes kids learn from their parents and they just think that that's the way to do it. And, you know, well, what's the harm? I mean, she's the one that's, you know, supporting the whole family basically. So that's why they stated that she hasn't said anything, because she's actually benefiting from it. And she's very close to Jody and is very friendly with her. So
interesting. Interesting indeed. Plenty of, I'm sure, behind the scenes weird stuff happening with, and a lot of people probably going to start throwing people under the bus to avoid being the main villain in this story, because look, it's about optics, and I don't care what they thought they were doing. Maybe they had good intentions and thought this was right and then just sort of got into it, right? But at the end of the day now, they're going to quickly realize, oh shit, oh shit, what were we doing? And I think that happens sometimes. Sometimes people get roped in or followed along and you're doing the wrong, you don't realize how bad the thing you're doing, and eventually you wake up and go, shit, this isn't okay what we're doing here. And to Britney, maybe hasn't been able to felt like she couldn't be vocal enough. Now that she has, it'll be very interesting to see how quickly people turn and finally try to, I wouldn't be shocked if they say, it's over. I hope the judge or somebody does some sort of emergency thing, because the press of this is going to be insane. Someone, I hope, and will just now that they've heard her like this, say, I see no need for this to continue. We have ended her conservatorship, you know, blah, 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 whatever it is. I don't know the legalities of what's controlling of what there might be, but at the end of the day, she should be in control of what she needs to be in control of. There's management, there's labels, but she should be able to decide who her managers are, you know, who her lawyer is, who her therapist is. And at a certain point, I think you'd have to do that. But at the same time, what's interesting, Les, I'm curious your thoughts on this too.
Yep.
Like, there's clearly a Britney that is very, you know, put together and I think needs to be able to control her life. But she still needs someone to talk to and walk her through from this phase to the real world. It's like, I'm a little worried that she still feels very like needing, do I have permission, right? And I'm curious your take, like, what's your advice? Like, how would she, do you just cut it all off and say, here you go jump in the deep end, you're available now? Or is it therapy, or what do you think would help her in this?
I would say therapy. Therapy would work, because I'm assuming she's been very, very sheltered for the last 13 years. I'd be looking at the boyfriend as well to see what kind of person he is. Like, is he going to be healthy for her? Is he going to treat her right? Like, is she asking permission from him of certain things? Like, just to get her more acclimated to being able to do things, because she could go on a rampage. It's like all of, you know, when you start, all of a sudden you turn 21 and you're able to drink, what happens? You let loose and all hell breaks loose for some of us, not all of us. But I feel that it might be too much, and it could actually send her over the edge. So I think therapy, and just like slowly but surely, like maybe switching who is monitoring all of this, and slowly but surely just kind of give her the reins and see how she does, and kind of like a handhold kind of deal, because it's not going to be easy for it. It's going to be terrifying for her to not have to ask permission, to not
Right.
like she's asking for permission to go in her boyfriend's car. So she like, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, like the fact because listen to the mental anguish she's have to go through. Literally, anytime they need to reevaluate, they just send someone over to do a psych test that she says took forever, that she had to do it, and then afterwards the dad says, "Sorry, you failed. I'm sorry. We have to listen to the doctors. They're planning to send you to a small home to do a small rehab program. Oh, it's going to cost you $60,000." So here you have some doctor who clearly also needs to be sued, who's out there like seeing the cash cow and the conservative, like, wait, you can make her do whatever we tell you to do? Oh, she needs treatment. She needs probably like a really extensive treatment, Mr. Spears. Yeah, no, I talked to her, and it's, you know, you're right. She definitely needs it. These people are monsters. These people
really
are
are.
monsters. Now, the sad thing is she does need some treatment. She needs some therapy, I do think, just because of the abuse they've put her in. But the fact that she can't control that herself, the fact that she can't be out there to make sure that the doctors or people that she's hiring actually do have her best interest and that she controls them is terrifying. I'm just heartbroken in this. And then she's crying on the phone, and he's like, sorry. And she's even saying he loves it. She's playing like this was, he wanted to abuse her. Yeah, as Drewski saying, she's totally gonna have PTSD for a little while.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's just controlling her. He loved to control. She really just finally scorched earth on her dad. And then she does it, and then she talks about how all these other people who were there didn't even really do the work, and then she has to do it every day. They watched her change, got naked. They made her give 8 gallons of blood each week, and she even
what the hell was that for?
This is like, what the hell? There was another part I wanted to make sure because I laugh, but it's like she talks about like, I don't even drink alcohol, but I should be drinking alcohol after everything I've been through.
Damn right,
and it's crazy.
sister.
And this was the saddest part. She's just like, you know, look, I've lied to the whole world. I said I'm okay and I'm happy. It's a lie. I thought maybe if I just said it enough, I've been in denial. I've been in shock. I'm traumatized. You know, fake it till you make it. But now I'm telling you the truth, and I'm not happy. I can't sleep. I'm so angry. It's insane, and I'm depressed, and I cry every day. Good luck trying to keep her in this conservatorship after all this. And just again, I stopped before, but I love this. The fact that she says, anyone involved in this conservatorship and my management who played a key role in punishing me, ma'am, they should be in jail. Mm-hmm. They're working for Miley Cyrus. The same management is working for Miley. I hope Miley comes to her defense. It would be really great to see people like Miley come forward and go, calling the management, go, yo, what the F is going on? Why am I getting roped into this? Because facts, Miley Cyrus is getting naked, smoking joints on stage, grinding on wrecking balls, on VMAs, and nothing's ever been done to this generation for doing wrong things. I mean, she's so right. She's so spot on there, and it's not that is not a knock on Miley or anybody. That's just a reality check of like, you guys are delusional to keep punishing me for things that are happening with other artists in the same management firm. But my precious body, who has worked for my dad for the 13 years, trying to be so good and pretty, so perfect for him. He works me so hard when I have to do everything I'm told in the state of California, allowed my father, my ignorant father, to take his own daughter, who only has a role with me, if I work with him. They've set back the whole course and allowed him to do that to me. And it's given these people I've worked for way too much control. They threatened me and said if I don't go, I'll go to court. I need to go to rehab. Even though I don't drink alcohol, I should drink alcohol. That's the quote, considering what they put my heart through. And this Bridges facility that she calls out also needs to be called. Everybody needs to be called out on this. And then she's talked to these judges and they haven't protected her. They're like, yeah, sorry, cool. We're going to we'll talk again in 7 months. I deserve changes. I want changes. I was told to have a sit down and evaluate it again. If I want the end of the conservatorship, ma'am, I don't know. I could. She's like, I didn't even know I was going to end this. She literally was living a life thinking, I'm stuck in this forever. Yeah. She's literally sitting there. Imagine that. Like, sorry, ma'am. I didn't know. Sorry, ma'am. I didn't know I could leave the prison I've been put in. Oh.
She was told she couldn't.
I don't know these people anything. Me, the one that has roofed and fed all these people on the tour, it is demoralizing. This just shows you how sane she is. Like, she knows what's going on. She's well of it. Granted, she's allowed it out of fear. And because she thought people wouldn't believe her. What a good, to me, perfect excuse why she's embarrassed, right? I'm sure a lot of people are like, you idiot. Why would you let yourself be controlled like that forever? Just don't do it.
It's not that easy probably from 13, 14, right? It's not easy. It's not easy to not and it's your parents, right?
Right.
It's your parent. What they're supposed to protect you, not completely destroy you.
I would like to sue my family. Be honest with you, I also would like to be able to share my story with the world and what they did to me. Which instead of being hush hush, she's not allowed to speak. I want to be able to hear what they've done to me by making me keep this in for so long. It's not good in my heart. No, it's not. And the strength you've had, Britney, to keep this going. I cry every day. I'm told I'm not allowed to expose the people who did this to me. Judge, I need you to approve me. And she's like, I don't need the interview because this clearly they knew this was going to get leaked out. They literally, guys, they're trying to keep this from you still. They made it so you're not allowed to record or share what was said. Like they've done everything in the conservative has done everything in their power. What are they afraid of? What are they afraid of? Britney's not afraid. Britney's like, I'll put it all in the open. And amen, finally. But she hasn't done anything on Instagram or anything else because she's like, I have to do it through the legal channel so they don't get me. That's where she's bad. She could have done an interview with Oprah with anybody at any point and probably blown the lid off this in the past 5-10 years, and people would have responded and be like, whoa, what's going on? And the fact that she has to have been so sheltered and scared, it's awful. So guys, there's more you can go watch. You can go scroll back. It's a long, recap. What I want to do is I want to go on over to Hugging the Cactus and I want to do our call-in portion where we can talk about this or if you guys got an issue or you want to share your own story, please call in and help us. I'm going to get the link directly. We have so many people watching. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We're not done. I want to get you guys involved in this conversation. So links are coming out to from the mods. In fact, I'm going to get you the link right now before we log off here. Les, can you plug your channel while I'm doing that?
Sure. SEC, and currently covering Depp and Heard. I will be covering this because there's something fishy going on, and when I smell a gaslight, there is a narcissist in play. So I will be covering this as well. And I also cover narcissistic abuse and healing and spirituality all at the same time. So thank you so much for allowing me to plug.
Of course. And Stormy's here. Stormy, is you there, Stormy? You'll be on joining us. You always do Hugging the Cactus with me. Say hello so that you're on screen.
Hello.
There we go. Stormy's here. She's always here with me. Your plug it. We'll be over in Hugging the Cactus is the plug. Anything else you want to say before we go on over there?
No, just my heart is broken right now, and I trying to, that blood thing is really giving me, has turned a curveball, because I'm just like, that's too much blood for a human body. But whatever. Anyways, I digress.
It's too much blood. It is. How much?
It is
why?
way too much blood.
That's insane.
Not unless you're basically cleaning somebody's whole, like, not even in dialysis do I think that they put back that much blood, because you really, the human body only takes a certain amount of units for your whole blood to be, your body what it needs. So I'm not sure as to why they would give her that much, but just we're there every other Wednesday for Hugging the Cactus for Keep Going Live podcast. So please join us every other Wednesday, and I hope you guys join us tonight.
Yeah, guys, you're not going to want to miss this. It's really great because anyone can call in and share their problems, and that's what the whole point is, to help people if they're having trouble. We're an ear. I just put it on screen as well. That's the link. Come now over to youtube.com/huggingthecactus. I put the specific link to the video. We're literally going to start right on over there. I see a lot of you watching. It'd be really fun to see you guys over there because I want to keep this conversation going, and you'll have the opportunity to call in, share your thoughts about this or about anything. Guys, the most important thing here, make sure to share this story. Get it out to the world. #Free Britney. I think she's going to be able to get through this now that she finally had the strength to speak up. And I think it's going to inspire a lot of people, not just people in conservatorships, but anybody who's been abused or put through something like this. This is horrific what's happened to her. It doesn't matter that she's famous or she's rich or any of this. No one should be put in their own prison and then be paying the prison to be there and have it be your own family. I'm just... It's so scary and sad, and I hope this awareness gets out there so we can help her get out of this. So thank you guys for watching, and this is insane. We're going to head right on over to the link. I'm going to paste it one more time. Head on over to Hugging the Cactus. We're going to have a great stream tonight, taking a lot of calls. Stay tuned. Come with us. Share your thoughts on this. Please call in. Thank you guys so much for watching here on Popcorn Planets. We'll see you in 5 minutes over on that link, Hugging the Cactus. Thanks, everybody.